finally got the last chapter of Venom Trilogy, and wild is certainly a word to put to it. Welcome Cinema, where we focus on a film. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of Venom The Last Dance. Is it good, is it bad, or somewhere right in the middle? Make sure to let me know where you land on the spectrum. Like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already to join in film culture community where we talk about the love of cinema as a whole. And getting right into the synopsis. Eddie and Venom are on the run from both of their worlds and are forced into the decision that will end their last dance. And getting right into the positive, don't worry, this is not the worst movie out there. There's definitely some fun moments here and there. Venom and Eddie, what we're getting out of that chemistry, Tom Hardy pulls off another great performance, and the niche of what you're getting into their bromance is just lively and full of fun. Here and now and then, again, what you're getting throughout the movie, there's moments that take about a third of the movie where you just get some fun banter, some shenanigans between the two again, and it feels like their chemistry is even more on point to show the growth that has gone between their characters throughout the whole series. There's different other Venom type characters, the symbiotes that are introduced within this one that I won't really spoil for those that are really wanting to see and experience it for the fullest extent, but it leads all into a final battle that is really lively. It's a bit of a road trip adventure that does have its own sense of fun for going on throughout, leading up to that final battle and having a climax with an ending that does pull on the heartstrings just a little bit for what you're getting out of Venom and Eddie's journey, their chemistry together, understanding where they came from in the past, and taking it full circle and being able to really pull out the punches, making this a great action film. Certain moments here and there that really shows some great ideas, and when you're taking on the CGI of the symbiotes, they look really impressive for the nature of where it started with. Not necessarily bad even at the beginning with the first Venom movie, but still being able to pull off that good CGI, making the symbiotes really work in with the world of it, the flow of the story, and the nature of how they really pull off the practical effects, the visuals, and certain set pieces that takes this up a notch to another level. And going into the mix elements, there are certain things I have to address with this. If you're a fan of the past two Venom movies, this could be a wild time that you just enjoy to its fullest extent. If you do not like the past two Venom movies, you're likely not going to experience anything more special out of this one, and I feel like this is the least favorable of the three that you may be getting into, especially if you didn't like the wild shenanigans. If you're not going in for a dumb fun time, then it may not be the type of script that works well for you. There's problems here that really come up about the way, but if you're in for a road trip adventure, seeing Venom and Eddie just banter it out, and having also these other things that come about along the way, this other family, this sort of road trip, and the aspects of aliens as a whole, it could end up in a way where it works for you or it doesn't work for you. And going into the negatives, yes, like I mentioned, there's problems that come about along the way, and the idea between Eddie and Venom, personally, for me, I wasn't fully on board with them, and while I still get the fun out of it, what their chemistry works together with, I feel like that's the strongest part. But that's like about a third of the movie, and sadly, a lot of the road trip adventure, while it can have its moments, it goes into introducing these characters that I hardly care for. It's really random and off the rails with what you're sort of trying to do with the script. Certain things that don't get finished by the end because it's not the story it's asking to be. But it also leads you on to believe that they're trying to get to New York, and it doesn't really fully try and push forward on that idea in its fullest extent because it narrows its focus down, and it goes about this climax that only takes place in this military base that is really uneventful within even the action that is impressive, but the setting itself is just uncompelling, unconventional, and the nature of what you're doing with Venom and Brock, how you're building upon their characters, while their moments work, introducing the other family that goes about with them in certain aspects of the film, it just doesn't have the right tempo to really pull me in, suck me into the ideas, the narrative. Certain ideas just don't feel like they're written in the best way. The way that things get pulled out and taking all these alien ideas that sort of have their moments, but while we're building up to this Noel villain that seems so dominating and fierce, he's not necessarily the main focus and doesn't end up being a part of the film until a full reveal in the post-credit scene. So, unfortunately, while I'm not totally asking that needs to be the villain I see, like Thanos wasn't revealed until in Avengers Infinity War, ultimately, there's certain things about the ideas, how it gets told, how it gets fleshed out, that gets unfulfilled, and certain ideas and aspects that just don't really fit my fancy for what you're getting out of the shenanigans. That while the first film is dumb but fun, the second film is pretty bad but has its moments, this one, it just hardly works for the nature of the story, what you're really asking it for as a whole. And like I said, if you love the past two, you may be in the same boat of loving this one just as well. But overall, for my overall structure, what I'm wanting out of these type of films, it just doesn't really fit the nature of what you could be asking for a good film, something more you could get out of it, especially when you're not getting any of the blood effects, anything that makes it up to the rated R rating that definitely could be pulled out of a Venom movie. So that's just my personal thoughts for Venom The Last Dance. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it. Is it good, is it bad, or somewhere right in the middle? Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already to join in film culture community where we talk about love cinema as a whole. So that's just all, and make sure you do yourself a favor and go watch a movie.